Okay, let's talk about the games that started with M. There were a fair amount of them. We played through some games, and we also had a little detour. I think. Uh, the first game that we played was Mahokenshi, the Samurai Deck Builder. I actually enjoyed that one quite a bit, and I played it off stream as well. I kept playing it. It's a fun deck builder. You're not only fighting, but you're moving across the map. Um and not even just positioning yourself around enemies like most movement based ones, but like you're getting to destinations, and those destinations can like upgrade your cards, or there's a quest objective that you need to get to. And so I quite liked that one. Even though I did hit a difficulty wall, I was like, um, I felt like that was a little bit of a flaw, but overall, I feel like it was one of the stronger entries in the series, and so M's started off quite strong. The next game we played was Marbles on Stream, which that one ended up not working out so well because Marbles on Stream, it was you needed to have audience participation to like claim your marbles, and we didn't have the audience for that. So as much as I enjoy playing with marbles, that one was kind of a bust. Let's see. After that, we played Melody's Escape 2. That was a fun rhythm game. It was nice being able to have some of the songs that were approved for streamer mode. Although it does now have a copyright notice on YouTube. Annoying, but what can you do? And yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked that there were multiple levels of difficulty. You could do like just one hand, or you could do two hands for the rhythm controls. And yeah, it was a fun little game, despite being in, I think it's still an early release, but it was a fun little game. I enjoyed it. Meteor Fall Crummit's Tale. This was a roguelike deck builder RPG adventure with quirky visuals. The visuals kind of put me off, to be honest. I think there are some people who are really into that style. Maybe people who are into the Meteor Fall universe in general, because apparently there's more games in that universe. I didn't care for it. There are other roguelike deck builders I prefer more. It was kind of interesting having the like falling cards or whatever, but like, nah. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I played it for a little less than an hour and just like couldn't get into it. Monster Prom. It was a comedic dating simulator. You try to get a monster date to your monster prom. Had some mature language and themes. It was very funny. I was annoyed that I did not get my date. I felt like I did basically everything right, except I purchased a thing I shouldn't have purchased. And so that was a little sad. But one thing that's cool about Monster Prom is that it's apparently a multiplayer dating sim. Like, you can play with multiple people at the same time and either go for the same people or try to go for different people. So that is an interesting aspect to it. The Monster Prom series has gone on to put out 3 more games. I own all of them. I have not yet played any of the sequels. I have not yet played Monster Prom again. But it's fun and I would consider it. And after that, we diverged a little bit because I realized, or I purchased a deck builder bundle from Humble Bundle. So, and I actually purchased 2 bundles. There was the deck builder one, and then there was one that was for like indie developers. So we were going back to the A's. Aerial Knights Never Yield. Seems like a fun game. yeah, Indie Allies Humble Bundle. I was not able to super get into it because I got a little motion sick. It's a runner, it's a rhythm runner kind of. As obstacles come up, you have to press the button at the right time in order to avoid them. It was fine. It was fine as it is. Just not for me because of the, you know, stuffity stuff. Library bloat, yeah. Ash of Gods The Way. This was a Square Tactics deck builder that clearly had a budget. It had full voice acting and animations. I felt like it was maybe trying to do too much. I went through like the first couple of levels and then we got to the tournament thing and they're like, yeah, and we can change the rules on a whim. And I'm just like, this is too complicated, man. Like it was already like, don't change the rules now. And so I just stopped. I played it for like, I don't know, an hour, 20 minutes. And then I was just, it's too, I think it's just trying to be too complicated. Maybe if you're into that, great. It seemed like it was well made, but yeah, wasn't super into that. After that, we had Backpack Hero, which I quite enjoyed. Unsurprising, it's gotten really great reviews. And it's inventory management. So you pick up items and then you have to put them in your backpack and they have effects on how well you're fighting. It's adorable. I believe I spent a little bit more time playing it as well since the stream. And yeah, it's fun. After that, we did A Date with Death, which actually wasn't in either of the bundles, but I realized I had purchased. I had downloaded it for free and had never gotten to it, so I was like, "Oh, let me do this." If you want like a tsundere boy who wants to abscond with your soul to the afterlife, this is the one for you. 3 out of 10. I wasn't into it. I'm just like, why am I even? This is annoying. So that wasn't for me. But maybe it's for you. The next game I played was Death Road's Tournament, another entry in that deck builder bundle, and I was surprised at how much I liked this one. This one was like kind of Mad Max style. You're racing and you're trying to kill the other cars on the road or, leave them in the dust. And it was a little complicated, but not too complicated. I felt like it was hitting a good sweet spot. I wouldn't recommend it as your first deck builder because you will be totally overwhelmed, but for me it was like right at the right level. And props to the developers, they had a non-motion sickness mode. You could have levels of like how much motion you wanted, and I just turned it off completely and I was totally fine. I played it for, I don't know, like an hour and a half. I don't think I've played it since, maybe, or maybe once, but it's good. It's quite good. I enjoyed. That was a good game. Hollow One says, yeah, for sure, for sure. After that was Fights in Tight Spaces. This one was interesting because I enjoyed it. I think I played it for like 2 hours. Even though the theme was like, oh, you're secret agent and, here's the fighting need stuff. But I don't have the same kind of like warm feeling of like, yeah, I want to play that again as I do with Death Rose Tournament. It's another deck builder. And yeah, I mean it's fine. It's fine. I think it's well designed for what it is. I would probably try it out again, I guess. The story mode was not super deep, but neither is like Slay the Spire. You don't necessarily need a crazy story to get into the thing. And it did keep me engaged fully. So yeah, I mean, Fights in Tight Spaces, I think I would try it again. It was pretty good. After that was Hadean Tactics. It kind of reminded me of Slay the Spire if Slay the Spire also had grid tactics. And it was semi-real time, which was a new thing to me. So you would place your people, and then a timer would tick down as they're auto-battling, and then it would stop, and then you could play your next cards, and then it would go again, and they battle, and then stop, and so yeah, it was like semi-real time. It's very interesting. I played it for a little while. I'm not sure if I really care enough to keep playing with it, but like, again, not bad. I feel like this deck builder bundle that I got from Humble Bundle, I actually played through all the games because everything was in top of the alphabet, top half of the alphabet anyway. There wasn't anything that was like bad. After that, we did Hellcard. If anyone was bad, it was maybe Hellcard. But even it wasn't horrible. It's just a game that was built to be a cooperative roguelike deck builder, and I was playing as single player, and I feel like it would be better if you were playing with other people. It had like wedge tactics, which again I never played before, but you had like people in the center, and then the enemies were kind of coming in around you in like wedge. It was interesting. Interesting enough for me to play again without more people? No. I think I uninstalled that pretty quick. I was not interested in playing it by myself because it just doesn't seem to be built for that. And then after that, we got back to the M's. I think there was more games on the detour than there was actually games beginning with M, but whatever. We played Monument Valley, which was an awesome little geometric puzzler. It wasn't super hard. I beat the main mode all on stream in like an hour and 45 minutes. There are bonus levels that I did not play that I am interested in maybe going back and playing. Easy little game. Maybe buy it on sale because it's short, but enjoyed it quite a bit. Probably the winner of the M's was Murder by Numbers, which I kind of figured would be a winner. It had the Picross style puzzles in an Ace Attorney style clue detection visual novel. Just chef's kiss. Also, for the people, remember I was like, oh, I wonder if I had guessed differently if I could have gotten a different ending to the first case. I actually went back and looked, and I tried submitting the other thing, and I was not able to do it. So either you can't get a different ending, or I didn't ask the right questions to be able to provide the right evidence to accuse the right person. I think it's probably only one ending, but I have to look it up. But yeah, so that was Murder by Numbers. I plan to complete that game. Right up my alley, fun style game. Adorable storyline, nice animation, like just like everything is just top tier. After that, we played Myst Masterpiece Edition. That brought me back hard to the 2000s when I was playing Myst, when it was already old on a beat up but still running Mac OS 9 computer. And yeah, it Masterpiece Edition, I do think captures the old experience of classic frame by frame Myst. They have made, reboots of the game. There's Real Myst, and now there's just Myst that was released a couple years ago that is like high definition and all that stuff. And I like the frame by frame. Less likely to get motion sick. Easier to find pixels. And did we progress very far in the 1 hour and 15 minutes that we played it? No. I don't remember much about the game other than its ending. unfortunately, but I still enjoyed it. Am I going to go back and play it? I don't know. It only runs supposedly on Windows 8, 10, 8 7, 8, and 10 is what it was built for. It was released in 2000, the Masterpiece Edition, apparently. And I have not yet upgraded to Windows 11, partly because I was waiting to play this, and I'm like, is it worth delaying upgrading to Windows 11 on the chance that I might not be able to play this? And I think the answer is yes, because I have already played it before. And if I really, really want to play Myst again, I do still have it on the DS. So take that as you will. Myst is a classic. If you've not played it and you like those kinds of puzzle mystery games, give it a try. Yeah, it's probably any of the versions, honestly. It just has a very rich world. And then that brings us to the games we played today. We played Mysterium, which was interesting. It was a card game, kind of. I think maybe Mysterium would be more fun with people. Because trying to guess what an AI is gonna intuit from it just it's just weird. And trying to intuit what like the relationships like. I don't even know how they programmed the AI for that game, honestly. I don't know how they did it because it's so loosey goosey, fluffy, not entirely logical. So yeah, I don't know. They must have some kind of logic in there, but I think it would be more fun to play with other people who you know well, so that you could kind of guess what they would guess. And then we just played Mystic Vale. Mystic Vale seems like in the same vein as Wingspan or kind of any of those other. You're getting cards to build your deck and place things. Collecting resources to be able to place things and get victory points, and whoever has the most victory points wins. It was nice. It was kind of bare bones, I feel like. I didn't, but like, bare bones in terms of nothing flashy in the adaptation of it, but like, that's fine. I don't need flashy. Sometimes when you digitize things, it's like, oh, put in special effects with the cards and like make the bear roar. But you don't really need that. But yeah, I think it was a good game. I think it was a good game. I enjoyed it. I might even play it again, honestly. And that was the end of the M's. So yeah, we are halfway through my Steam library at this point. It has been 2 years and 2 weeks since we started this journey. I feel like I have learned a lot more about myself and the kinds of games that I like. Yeah. And maybe, since we have a little bit of time left, I could try playing a round of Wingspan, so that way we have it on stream.